Missing someone. With all your heart. Missing someone. With heart. How much you miss it. And you deserve. And you deserve. And you deserve. And you did right from the start. And you did right from the start. Missing someone is as normal. Missing someone and missing someone is as normal. Missing someone. With all your heart. Missing someone. With heart. Missing someone. I am sad and so low. I am sad and so low.
There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. There goes a sight from my soul. I think a tall angel just walked by. 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 There goes a sight from my soul.
Yeehaw! Welcome everybody. Welcome to Upsurge. We got the UCL here. This is the Contenders League, if you guys are new to it, and we have the hottest of action here. But ladies and gentlemen, my name is Travesty, and the man who shows no fear, he once slipped on a banana peel and did a full 360 backflip all the way back over into the caster desk. It's that boy. It's Sam, the man. I don't know any other things to rhyme with it that aren't like insulting, so I'm just gonna call you Sam, man.
Just hit me with them. Just hit me. Lay it all on me. It's my first time out here. Just pile on the flame. Get it all out here for the first time.
You know what, man? I'm the kind of person, I like to spread mine out. You're gonna have yourself a 3-course meal here, as this is a best of 3 between 2 teams here, CXC and Chosen, and this is a very interesting storyline we got coming in between these 2 teams.
It sure is. We've got Chosen over on the red side. They're going to be 1-1 going into this game. They lost in week 1 against Purdue, and then last week they beat F3 Team B, whereas Team CXC over on our blue side has lost to Purdue and F3 Team B. So, really, this is the time where either CXC needs to pick it up and get back into this group. Going 0-3 for the first 3 weeks is a really bad way to get into playoffs here, or Chosen Esports is looking to find their way to lock theirself into at least a top 3 and closer into that top 2 to go to playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, we're in that halfway point, and this is a 6-week season. You play each team once, and then you rotate and play against them again. So you play against them twice in total, but you go through a full rotation of the teams. That's how the format ends up working out. This is a crucial win to pick up if you are on Team CXC, but it's also very crucial for Chosen here because of the fact that if they're able to win this does put them in a very good spot. Let's say Purdue actually ends up winning on their off-stream game. They put themselves at quite a good distance away from F3 with there only being 3 games left. So very favorable for them.
Absolutely. And just looking at this group, Purdue has been tearing through these teams with little to no trouble. A 2-0 for the first 2 weeks. They're going to be looking to make that happen again tonight on the other stream against F3 Team B. So this is really where Chosen can put themselves that step above the other teams in the group, whereas it looks like no one can take out Purdue.
Even when you win, there is definitely teams that put fear into you. I've played in series myself where I got 2-0'd, but I got a pentakill. So I came away personally as the winner of that. Now, if you want to ask me how we didn't win that game after a pentakill, I don't want to talk about that part. That's where the details get kind of murky. I remember the pentakill part. But that being said, there are these teams that are showing stuff in here. Chosen, F3, and CXC. They have bright spots that we're going to have to keep our eyes on as they're going throughout this. And this game right here being the most decisive so far that we're seeing in terms of where the standings are going to be looking at. And with everything being so close together, playoff is in view. It's in the future, man. But is it in that team's future? That's the question that they have to figure out. And right now, all the teams here, they're still somewhat in control of their own fate.
Yeah, no one completely knocked out of the running just yet. If CXC turned around, they could go 4-2 by the end of the season if they really pull together. And honestly, with the 9.2 meta, when's a better time to do it?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a very interesting part because of the fact that we are going to see some changes coming in on not tomorrow, but on Wednesday. And those changes are going to be very, very crucial. I believe that's when the Nets patch is supposed to drop. But 9.3 is bringing out some major changes, including some changes to AD carries and whatnot.
Yes.
And we'll bring in a lot of crazy stuff. But that's not a here or now. We've got bans coming through here. What are you keeping your eyes on here, Sam?
All right, so I did a little bit of scouting on all these players today. Cassiopeia is a big one. Not necessarily just for these players. That's just busted. And the fun thing that I noticed, the biggest discretion that I noticed was Jim Cantor over on Chosen Esports, the jungler, has played 15 games straight of AP Shyvana in solo queue. So we might see an AP Shyvana.
He's chasing that freeload, man. That's absolutely what it is. That Dragon Breath hurts. We were talking about it in the pregame. We were just been like, yeah, no, that's a one-shot though. Just one-shot. That's a terrible time for anybody.
It's filthy.
It's disgusting. Not to see if there's any attention that's paid to the Toronto players. We're seeing a lot of priority.
Yeah, LeBlanc's going off the table, no one-shots coming out of her, and a big safe mid lane pick with Lysandra getting taken off. The Aftershock probably not going to be coming through this game unless these teams do want to take that slight L of picking up the nerfed Galio on this match.
It's a big gamble to take with the banning Now we're gonna see first here. I can't say I'm surprised that they picked either one of the two that they bumped.
Yeah, absolutely both first pick champions for sure. Lucian being an absolute monster in the bot lane, and Aatrox really just being the best flex pick in the game if you ask me. Being able to slot into top, mid, or even jungle, and just dominate wherever. Karthus, though.
All right, we saw this last week. There's a very high-level technique you do with Karthus. You hit R, and he just completely deletes everybody. That being said, I mean, this fits Jim's style, right? We were hyping up the one-shot Shyvana.
Yep.
Why play Shyvana when you can just one-shot people from across the map?
Exactly, and there is a second part that you have to pick with Karthus. You have to pick Dark Harvest. If you don't pick that, you messed up. But they do also pick up that Lucian that we were talking about, and I was about to say I assume the Ezreal, maybe even a Tahm Kench will come through for CXC on this pick phase, because honestly, Ezreal, Tahm Kench, there's no safer bot lane, and you get great global / semi-global pressure.
Yeah, you get a lot of pressure. The only thing that is bad about it, I don't like playing, seeing Tahm Kench in amateur. The pros have something, a glimmer there that we don't get to see. We're not going to see if the Kench is unbenched just yet. It's going to be Xin Zhao. That's a pointy spear that's aiming right at Chosen. What is Chosen going to respond with here?
I feel like they have to pick a jungler here, or else, no, I'm dumb. Karthus is their jungler.
Well, Karthus is technically a flex. We could talk about.
We could see
a lot of
Karthus
flexibility.
But
and
a Sylas.
Oh baby! All right, I've been one tricking this champion.
What are your thoughts?
I think that he at times is hot doo doo, but at other times like he is just so fine. A lot of people complain about this wave clear not being enough. I think once you get items, is 2 items. He wave clears just fine. He actually has a lot of playmaking potential that can come into it. I'm curious to see how we're going to see this Sylas get played and which role we will see it get played in. I've experimented with it in middle, top, and support. I don't like it in the jungle that much, but
yeah,
I can see it working there. But I'm so excited for this, man. Sylas is so much he just hijacks the game.
Yeah, and I think I like the Sylas pick coming out, but I'm not sure how I feel about it this early on in the pick phase. Because looking at the other ultimates on the map that he could steal, they're pretty solid, but you've got World Ender, you've got the True Shot Barrage, and you've got Xin Zhao's ult that they changed the name of, and now I can't remember it. But those aren't game-changing ultimates that you're going to be picking up there.
See, I would argue against that because Ezreal Ultimate, I think with hybrid ratios, he converts hybrid ratios to AD over to AP ratios, and it's actually not a bad scaling. We are going to see the wife steal lane coming out here from the bot lane from Chosen. And what do you think that CXC is going to respond with? They still haven't locked in their support.
I'm feeling maybe a Braum or an Alistar here. An Alistar might seem a little too aggressive for my taste, but it could also provide that threat onto the Lucian to kind of scare him out of it, or the Tahm Kench comes through.
It's unbenched! You called it! The safest bot lane in the game.
The Galaxy Brain comes through.
I'm very curious on what we will see get played in the Sylas, though. Because Tahm Kench, I can't imagine that to be an ult you want to steal, by the way.
Hey, man, you could go far.
Yeah, you could go far with it. I just can't imagine it being, like, yoink that. But Azir going to get picked up, and that will put the Sylas at a pretty big disadvantage if this is middle.
Oh, man. This is completely off topic and a very hypothetical situation, but the spiciest timeline is Sylas steals the Abyssal Voyage and uses it to go backdoor the Nexus.
We gotta have the nets and turrets and all that stuff down here first and foremost. But wait a second. So this
It's
is
a Silas top.
It is Silas top. Silas top is very interesting. You're actually very mobile. I'm really excited to see this because Silas getting play top lane. Like I said, I've played it a lot myself. I think your trading's fine. You can actually do a lot of decent things. Your laning just kind of sucks because you get the wave pushed in. That's going to be my concern in this game, though. I don't know about you, but Aatrox shoves in the waves like nobody else does.
Yeah, he, with the sweet spots and just being able to spam your abilities without having to worry about any resources, he's pretty hard to push out of a lane wave-wise. Especially really hard to freeze against.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that I'm very curious to see what we will go into with, because when it comes down to Aatrox isn't a matchup you really get to see Silas in very much. I know we're talking a lot about Silas here. I think they do have the possibility for a very strong 1-3-1 comp though, because we can't ignore the Zed, right?
Yeah.
They saved this pick for the last rotation, and Azir might be sitting there like, dang, he got me.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be an interesting one to see the Azir vs Zed matchup. The ult's kind of anti-synergized because even though Zed ult now puts people behind the target he picks, Azir ultimate spawns pretty far behind him, so it could still pick that Zed right back off of him. But it's going to be a battle of who can burst who, or if Zed can burst Azir, or if the sustained damage will come through.
Sustained damage is something that we're going to have to be looking at, but you know what else is something that you can sustain yourself off of?
What's that?
Keyboards, my dude. What are you gonna do if you play League of Legends and you don't have the cleanest keyboards out there? Let me ask you a quick question. How do you feel about your keyboard right now, man?
It's pretty crusty, pretty old. I could use a new one.
Let me tell you right now, man. If you go right now, there is a sponsor here to save the day. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about Kono. Kono.store. They have the finest mechanical keyboards that you'll be able to get. So where you'll be able to get on the Rift, whatever game you would like to play. This is the optimal gaming keyboard for your needs. It makes the clickety-clack noises. I know that's something that everybody loves these days. It's mechanical. It works phenomenal. They have a keyboard coming out, the Gemini Dawn. Let me tell you guys, that keyboard looks so clean. I want to see anybody who gets that keyboard. It just looks phenomenal. I want it for myself. I've even sat there and I've looked and said, man, maybe I won't get the Gemini Dawn. Maybe I'll just get the Gemini Dusk. Because you know what? It's the edgy version of Gemini Dawn, and it just looks so freaking clean. Ladies and gentlemen, Kono.store is the way you want to go to. They are making sure to have these contenders have a prize to be able to contend for. So be sure to check them out, as these guys have been able to give us the biggest amount of love. 250 store credit goes to the winners. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we got a break. We're going to throw it over. You guys don't go anywhere, except if you're going to Kono.store. We'll be right back. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the UCL. Did you miss us? I know you did. My name is Travis D. I'm joined here by Sam, the man, and we are here. What? Tell me, Sam, the man. I heard that you're a man with a plan. What are we looking here as we're starting to see these challengers, these contenders spread out on the rift?
All right, so we're looking at a usual line of scrimmage, so probably no level 1 shenanigans going to be happening here, but there are some interesting rune choices that we saw while we were loading into this game. Most notably for me, recently I've been seeing a lot of Halo Blade's Azir. Halo Blade's pretty easy to abuse on a lot of auto attack champions, and Azir is just another one of them. The soldiers do benefit from Halo Blade's bonus, so you pop a soldier up on someone, hit him with the dash, they get slowed, and you get 3 free autos, and it's a ridiculous amount of abuse that you can put onto your enemy mid laner.
It turns from a hail of blades to a hail of soldiers very quickly, and will be a lot of trouble. We're gonna have to keep our eyes on this mid lane matchup here for sure, and I also have eyes on this jungle matchup. Hi, I'm Trickster playing Zinzao. We got a Karthus. One thing Karthus' hate, I believe, is a spear being jabbed into him before they're able to start clicking the R button.
Yeah, it's a rough one, and you can always just tactically die before you press the R button, because then you can't have it canceled. But it feels bad when you're in the middle of a team fight. You see all of the Dark Harvest procs that you could get, and you press R, and then you die in the middle of channeling it, and it's a 2.5 minute cooldown that you just wasted.
It's definite feels bad. Death Sentence is going to connect. Level 2 power spike going to be coming in there. Look at the damage and the pain that's been put on Ezreal here.
Yeah, lots of damage coming onto Ezreal there. And just really Turk and Kentology knowing where their power is in this bot lane.
Look at Zinzao. Look at Zinzao. Jim is going to find himself with that spear coming into him. Hi, I'm Trickster. You're not getting away. First blood coming out. That's going to be the Skittles getting dropped to get the Dark Harvest that, but not going to be able to get too much else more. Zinzao's looking to pull a little bit of a jukey-do, but that's going to be the Azir looking to come back and keep him nice and protected. Retin going to be able to take care of things and get his Zinzao out to safety, and he's just still farming his jungle. Jim isn't getting anything.
Yeah, one more thing you get from this Halo Blade Azir is a lot of early power, which is not something that Azir used to be known for. He used to be kind of a stand back and farm till you get Nashor's Tooth, or maybe even 2 items before you really start pumping out this damage. But with Hail of Blades, you get so many more auto attacks than normal.
Oh, that might be a mistake there. Chosen looking to see if he'll be able to grab somebody there, but that's going to be the kill. Noah's is going to be able to pick up one onto Jim. Dutz is going to be able to get the kill on High. I'm Tristan. Dutz is still alive! He's got the double kill. He's looking to try and get out of here. Noise is trying to see what he'll be able to do, but Chosen's going to be there to run interference. He says, go ahead and get off my ninja. Dosa is trying to make sure he's going to be a-okay to be able to continue to chase it back. He's going to find himself getting slammed, and that's the double bus that's going to be coming over. But guess what? Buff transfer completed. Lazemore going to be able to pick that up as he's going to come out of this 1-0 and 2. And with double bus, this is an optimal start for this Silas.
Yeah, that's a spicy start for the Silas there. And a nice hook.
Oh, Destin is going to hit. But that's what you were talking about in Champ Select, the safest bot lane out there. You might not be able to arcane shift, but you got a mouth that you can jump into, and mucho gusto.
Yeah, and I don't like the choice from Doxa of going back into that fight and dying, but I do like the tactical bounty reset. Only gave him over a 450 bounty instead of maybe gaining that lead even further, building up a huge 1,000 gold bounty that can just rubber band your opponents back into the game.
Yeah, and Chosen looking to do a little bit of trading. He's got the shield going for him, but he's finding himself in a bad situation. He's going to find himself getting charged into, and that's going to be an easy game. This double buffs are just going all over the place.
Yeah, I think that's what now, 6 people they've gone between?
That is gone and bounced around. And just Device finding that bullets bouncing around as well as they're hitting him in the back, and he's just not enjoying it. This bot lane coming out from Chosen doing some good stuff, but the rest of Chosen isn't having a good time already in this game.
Yeah, the bot lane here already being able to cash in on one turret plate, about to lock in. That's
Turk rips his chain back and forth, and Kintology gonna be able to pick up that kill going for himself. So that's gonna work out very well. Exactly what Chosen want out of their bot lane.
Yeah, Mucho Guso just not expecting that much burst to come through. Had the gray health, didn't have the reaction time to pop it before he got knocked out. But that's a 2v2 kill in this bot lane already, and they're already have knocked down one turret plate. They've got the second one a few autos away from being knocked down. That's 160 gold each time. 2 turret plates is already a kill.
Oh man, look at Silas yet again. Roams on down and isn't going to be able to get anything here. Now, you and me, we both like to play the support role, right?
Yes.
You and me both know how this works. This is the price I would definitely say you pay for playing Tahm Kench into somebody like a Thresh who can just... Thresh likes lanes where he can just walk up to his opposing lane opponent and just whip his chain and be able to lay out heaps of damage with the passive and whatnot.
Oh yeah, the best lane to play Thresh in is a lane where you can walk up and not lose all of your health for doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So like playing against a Brand or a Zyra or someone like that, where you walk up,
And you die?
yeah, you die instantly. That's no fun. But playing against a Tahm Kench where all they really do is eat their ADC away from you, that's not that bad to play into.
It's not bad. I would definitely say it's not that bad, but Dota looking to lay the damage onto R10. Gonna be able to lick on, but R10 lays it right back on. He still has his barrier available, so it's still looking for his moment to possibly see if he can go for an assassination.
Ooh!
Oh, that was a little bit questionable, but he's still gonna look to try and turn this onto Kintology. Arthas is here at the Dragon Pit. Don't want to walk into the arms of Chosen, so they're going to back off.
Yeah, does force the flash out of Lucian, so summoner for summoner, that's not too bad.
This is going to be really bad for Chosen here. He's going for the World Ender, stole it, hijacked it. Going to be looking to see what else he'll be able to do, as Noah's just waiting it out. He says, you can hit me all day, you're going to lose yours before, and he's going to be looking to see if he can catch him. Doesn't catch him with that slam of the sword, but...
What an interesting situation that was, where both top laners, if you kill them, they don't actually die, so they just stand next to each other and wait it out.
It's the matchup that Silas decided to be inside of. It works out for the early power spikes. You can kind of negate some of the early pressure off of that, I would definitely say, but... It's like you said, usually we're used to wet noodle fights. We're not usually used to two people being ready to die and they're just being like, no, kill me! No, kill me first!
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh,
I'm just
oh.
going to find Turk. That's a lot of damage being put onto him.
Oh,
He's
that's a
gonna go
lot of
ahead and
damage going back.
But he's going to be trapped inside the box, but that's going to be him being gulped but inside the mouth of Mucho Guso. Here comes a Requiem of Song. They can all sing! Double kill coming out. Kintology. He's going to be looking to see if he can chase on the kill. Gets the shot onto him, but that's a tower that's going to fend him away. And Jim Contour. Oh, Dota looking to go ahead and see if he can pick this on up. That's going to be one more auto. He goes down. And this bot lane that's being put in a very crucial position right now.
Yeah, and this Lucian is exactly who they needed to come through for them in this early game, where Doxa is 3-1-1. He's sitting pretty happily 700 gold ahead of Re10, but they're still trading evenly because this Hail Blades Azir is so strong early. People aren't used to this. The fact that you can have 2 Doran's rings and a Lost Chapter and trade evenly with a serrated Dirk and a Caulfields just feels disgusting. It's such a low economy build.
We do, with everything that's going on inside of here, we're getting into that 10-minute mark, and we do have to go ahead and highlight the laning that we are seeing coming out from CXC here. The top and mid lane have, while it should be expected with the matchups that they did end up picking up, they're holding their own inside of the lane, and they're making sure to also keep leads. I mean, they've kept a constant 15 to 20 CS lead up here in the top lane here. And you gotta say, that's really good to see from CXC going into this game when there's so much riding on the table for them.
Yeah, and these teams are staying pretty even. 10 minutes into the game, there's only a 900, 800 gold difference, somewhere in there. And that's with this bot lane popping off and already have taken out 3 turret plates. Whereas on the red side of the map, we see 5s across the outer ring, which means they haven't cashed in any of that gold. To keep it to a 1200 difference isn't that bad.
Not bad at all. I mean, you gotta also think, you talked about the bot lane, or the Abyssal Voyage to get out of harm's way. I like it, but the gold lead is completely on this bot lane. If you look at the gold that Lucian and Thresh have over their bot lane, it's all on them. It legitimately is all their lead, so gonna keep eyes on them. I am Tristar looking to find Jim Contour. Yet again, the damage coming out, going to be able to take him on out. That's the challenge being put out, but that's gonna be the death mark, a death sentence for him, as he's gonna find the shuriken, the pop. But RE10 gonna be here. He summons an army, but it's not gonna be enough. You're gonna have to bring more soldiers.
That was nuts, Doxa. I expected him to get Trickster, but I didn't expect RE10 to just disappear like that.
Without the death mark, too. I mean, that's huge if you can do that to an Azir without your signature ability for assassinating.
Yeah, it already used the death mark, had already used his E. He only really had the shurikens in an auto attack to do that much damage.
We are seeing this tower go down yet again. TP is going to be coming down in the bot lane. That's going to be the bots that's going to be coming in. Requiem's not going to be there enough to kill somebody, but that's going to be the damage bitten in. That's just going to be able to get it, but a massive two-man slam. The World Ender is going to be able to keep him alive, as Tristar is here, but he's going to find himself popped by Chosen Lazimir, as he is going to be able to follow up. And Silas just following Aatrox and making sure he's not able to have an impact. As Chosen, they group up for the spot lane. They come out ahead.
Yeah, and look at the rest of the map for CXC Esports. Everyone except RE10 commits down to that bot lane, and RE10, sitting in the mid lane, still is only going to get 1 turret plate for that entire fight.
Oh, look at Karthus. Karthus is coming in. That's the ghost blade that's going to be popped from the Zed. He's going to have his death mark up here very shortly. Dosa just needs to get in range. He's just looking to see what he can do. Shuriken's going to come out. The death mark wasn't up just yet. Was only about 2 seconds off. That could have been a very scary situation. Jim Contour going to find himself caught out here. Going to drop a Skittle. Tristar is not enjoying that right now.
Yeah, but Trickster's also rather unbothered. He knows that if he goes into a 1v1 with Jim Cantor, the Skittles will not do enough before he can just stab him right through.
Deaths, then it's going to connect onto Mucho Gosu, as he's going to find himself in a bad spot. The Shadow is there, the Shuriken there to execute him off. Double kill coming out for Dosa, and 8-1-2 is the scoreline on the Zed, and Chosen's going to be able to find a hold of Justify, going to be able to pop his HP bar very, very low. He is Frozen Fist, and he has the auto to come on in there. That's going to be him picking up the kill, as CXC starting to fall apart now that Chosen is roaming around the map.
Yeah, this is absolutely detrimental to CXC. They were playing perfectly fine throughout this game. Throughout the early game, they were going even, and now suddenly, 4 minutes later, the gold lead has gone from 1,200 to 4,000.
Ghost Blade being popped. That's going to be the soldiers coming in. But that's a death mark that's going to say, I don't care. Requiem is going to come on out as he pops out the mouth, but isn't going to find himself bursted down. Dark Harvest stack. Going over to Jim, though. Jim's got to be looking nasty with those Dark Harvest stacks now. Chosen in a bad spot, find himself caught out by Nuez. That's going to be the World Ender coming out. Dosa is going to be over here. They just delete the HP bar. World Ender is still available, looking to see what they'll be able to do. Dosa is godlike, as he's going to be able to pick up the kill. And Chosen Lazimir has yet again stolen the World Ender and has made more use out of it than the Aatrox. That's a scary situation.
Yeah, that's filthy. And this early game is suddenly going exactly how Chosen Esports won it. They picked Zed. They picked Lucian. They picked these early game more aggressive champions, And throughout the first 10 minutes, they didn't get to make much of it. But 5 minutes has passed, and suddenly the gold lead has ballooned to 6,000. And they're suddenly sitting 10 kills up, have 2 turrets, and are about to pick up a Rift Herald.
I really like the decisions that they've gone through here, but we might have a couple fights coming out. Mucho Gusto is looking to see what he'll be able to do. Colin is going to be popped. Descendant's going to go a bit wide, but it's like you said, Chosen picked the composition. They were down in CS in lanes, but they made up for that in kills. They just farmed champions instead and said that's a-okay. And you gotta admire that. They chose a comp that was about them rotating with their solo lanes, and they've performed that beautifully.
Yeah, and so looking at Team CXC, from their perspective, they're down 5,000 gold. They've got RE10 on Azir, Nuez on Aatrox, Justify on Ezreal. You want to slow the bleeding.
Well, let me tell you about somebody who's not wanting to hear anything about stopping any kind of bleeding. Dotsa is here. He's not even going to pop back to his shadow. He's going to just find himself drop down very low. The True Shot Barrage is going to be coming out. We have to see. Is it going to be able to hit him? No, it is not going to be a little bit off, as Dotsa is going to be able to escape out of that situation. 10, 1, and 2. I feel like we just need to slap a camera on this man.
Yeah, I might just thinking about setting directed camera just to follow Doxa around the map so we can really talk about how beautifully he's playing this game. He came into this match wanting to play League of Legends, and that's what he's done so far.
Well, to be fair, I think RE10 wanted to play League of Legends as well, but he's not being allowed to, man, especially high on Trickster. Played magnificently on this early game on Zenzel, but now it's starting to struggle now that these leads from this roaming composition from the solo lanes is starting to pop off. What do you do if you're CXC right now in this situation?
Stall, stall, stall. I can't say it enough. You've got the scaling on your mid laner, on your AD carry. You've got the safest support in the game. If you can somehow slow down the map, clear out waves, I know you're going to lose your outer turret right here, but stop getting caught out.
You're going to lose more than just your outer turret. I am Trickster going to find himself taken down, as he's going to find out tricks really are for kids. Going to have that Shelly hitting up that tower, and Mucho Gusto, you're not going to live for very long, my friend. He actually does survive, but down in the bot lane, oh, he's not going to survive. Goodbye, Sweet Prince. The Requiem comes on out, and he is going to find himself popped. And all across the map now, Chosen is just taking complete control, even when CXC is under the towers.
Yeah, and honestly, it's poetic irony that RE10 and Justify were the only people who survived that situation. They're really the solid points of this team that they can look forward to into this game too. Because honestly, if you're Team CXC, you just kind of looked into playing this one out as long as you can, so you can think about what you need to change going into the rest of this best of 3, so you can come out and pull ahead in that 2-1 victory.
Yeah, and trying to do what they'll be able to do, but right now the game is still in front of them. We've seen leads that have been thrown by worse, as I had to wait for Chosen Lesimir still in the True Shot Barrage. Yoink that, and use that to lay a little bit of hurting back on the opposing side. He's not going a traditional Sylas build. This is the Bruiser top lane build that you see from Sylas in the top lane. Frozen Fist into Source Boots. Very interesting build that you get to see. He doesn't get to do the assassination stuff, but he does perform quite a good amount as a Bruiser. And this could mean, I mean, look at this. He's getting a haunting, guys, too. It's a very interesting build.
Yeah, and this is not the Sylas I wanted to look for. See, I want to see a Sylas in a game where we've got a Pantheon on the other team, or an Ashe, or someone who's ult that, I think it's recently been Zyrene around Twitter, talking about all those ults that have ridiculous AP scaling that everyone forgets about because the champions don't normally build AP.
Maokai.
Yeah.
Rammus is another one. I've played into a Rammus game, and I hit R after stealing Rammus ult, and it felt so good when I jumped in, because dude, you just annihilate him with Rammus ult.
You just melt every single champion in the game. It's like the enemy team might as well uninstall League because they don't get to play anymore.
Yeah, there's so many possibilities, but we are seeing something else that's a possibility. This Baron coming up is actually dropping Chosen very, very low here. Silas is splitting, does have TP, but I don't think they want to throw at Baron here, not just yet.
20 minutes is too early for the Baron throw. We're going to save that one until about 23. But they're pretty happy to walk away and just kind of sit back, relax with their 8,000 gold lead and force Team CXC to come into their line of the map.
Force them to come on in. This is the game they want to play. I have to ask, though, with it being 21 minutes into the game, how do you feel about the vision coming out from Chosen? Because it feels like their vision isn't as deep as it could be in these scenarios.
Yeah, absolutely not. Looking at the vision from Team Chosen, you've only got 3 wards on the map and a pink ward down in the bottom lane river bush that's not really seeing anything anymore. Turk did just go back and pick up some control wards. I assume that's going to be dropped onto the Baron pit, but I would really like seeing some other members of this team. I want Doxa, I want Kentology, one of these players to come out, pick up a pink ward, and really start suffocating out the vision in this Baron area, because then they're forced to walk into you, and they die, you win the game. If they don't walk into you, you get Baron.
Oh, Trister found himself in a bad spot. That's the bots. The death sentence connects, and now Trister gonna find himself in a bad spot. Going to be able to null and void some damage, but Kentology doesn't care. He got bullets for days, and he won't even need to reload after taking him on out. Now the Baron starts back up. Baron, no jungler, no smite steal available. Chosen does have the World Ender stolen. He could just jump up there to the top line. A little bit of a misfire. Shot that way too early. As Israel trying to see what he can do. He's going to get jumped onto, but RE10 going to be able to pick up a kill on the bad side. Dota going to execute, as that is going to be the Requiem coming out. Does a good heaping amount of damage, but they do lose the jungler for this. Aatrox had to back off here. I'm Trickster. Had enough time to actually respawn off that. Say what you will, CXC chases Chosen off the Baron yet again.
Yeah, CXC is doing exactly what they need to do. Sure, it might look bad that they traded 2 lives for 1 there, but they got Jim Cantor, they took the smite off that map, and suddenly, Team Chosen can't look at Baron anymore because Trickster's back up, and now there's a fight.
That's looking to see if he can get up out of there. That's a bad situation. Oh no! Oh. Once he goes over, he goes back under. That is going to be much Gosu looking to be in a bad spot. Silas just splits over here as jumps on in. Your greed equals feed as the shutdown goes over. That's a massive bounty claim.
That might be the go button. They're going on
that might be it. CNC is looking for it. They're going to try for it right here. They're going straight at it. Silas is going to be TPing over in the bot side. That's going to be Israel TPing over to the Baron pit as well. That's a lot of damage that's going to be added into it.
It's a full pinch. Kentology up on the top side.
Over at the top side, looking to see what they can do. Chim Couture is going to find himself peeled onto. The damage is just too tremendous. He has to be forced back. His damage is so low, but that's going to be a kill that's coming out. His Chosen's going to be able to pick it up. They get spread apart. They get taken advantage of. Josephai is trying to get up out of that harm's way there, and they go for the gutsy play, but they're going to be forced back. Ooh. Oh, Justify overstayed. Unstoppable on this Silas here, and just wow.
Yeah.
That's all you can really say there.
Chosen Esport coming out with the Galaxy Brain plays right here. They don't actually cleanly get a Baron for 5 minutes so that CXC think they can do Baron and tricks them into baiting themselves.
I feel like inside of that, right? CXC, I feel like they split up very hard there. I don't know how you felt about that, but
yeah,
Chosen was so split. It felt like they could have just gone for one target, but it seems like they just decided we're going to divide and conquer and forgot that they were so far behind.
Yeah, Chosen definitely had a great entrance into that team fight because they had Kentology and Turk cutting off the exits on the top side, while Jim Cantor and Chosen Lasmir came through on the bottom half of that side.
Mhm.
But I really do think that you're right. If Team CXC would have called, hey, go on Kintology, or something like that, and made a decisive choice instead of letting themselves get sandwiched, then they wouldn't have been in such a horrible spot.
Now we're back to the dance, it looks like. Dota is looking for a target to execute. Devmark is going to get popped there. There's the stopwatch, as all Zeds love to see that be used, as Aatrox is going to have the hold under, but he's not going to find himself living for very long. He gets bursted down as, oh, get in my belly. My name is Tom Kench, but over on the top side, that is Baron. That's going to go down. True Shot Barrage isn't going to be enough. I Am Tracer going to find himself taken out. Dota gets alive down there in the bot lane with 0 HP. He's still looking to see.
The Abyssal Voyage!
Abyssal Voyage was stolen. This might not be the spicy timeline you were looking for. This is RE10 finding himself caught out by Chosen Lezamer, looking to lay out the hurt, and now we have the Zed down here in the bot lane still all the same, and Chosen Lezamer will be able to just absolutely demolish the HP bar of Mucho, and this is going to be the game for Chosen, I believe. I think they're going to be able to get this. Chains are going to go in, going to be able to lay out the damage. World Ender is not available. Chosen has the tower tanking, but he's going to be able to live with the shield. True Shot Barrage is not going to be able to come out, as that's going to be the death mark coming in. That's Trickster being able to pick up the kill, but it's not going to matter as the towers are shutting down, and that is going to be the Nets' Chosen coming out of game one swinging.
How did Doxa stay alive at the end there? He must have been single digit health in the fountain for a split second. That was filthy.
And there's a lot of filthy things in this game. The Silas pick, the Karthus jungle, where you don't interact with anybody, you just hit R every now and again. The Zed that roamed around and did absolute work, and the bot lane who just won their lane harder than any other lane.
Yeah, and Doxa and Jim Cantor really coming through as pretty solid carries that game. And then Silas actually being a champion was something that we were kind of iffy on in the champion select.
I don't know about you, man. He's been a champion in my heart, all right? I want to just throw the attention real quick at the damage charts, too, because we were talking about how Lucian and Thresh did really well inside of their lane. Look at the fact that Silas actually he edged out a little bit more damage than the Lucian did. I mean, we definitely gotta say, Chosen Lezamer, he had a fantastic game on this Silas in the top lane, and this Zed as well. It definitely gives CXC some things to think about, I feel like.
Yeah, Silas actually really showed up that game, and honestly, I could see him pulling a ban for this second game that we're going into.
I can see it, but ladies and gentlemen, what do you see coming out in game 2? Let us know in Twitch chat. We're going to take ourselves a quick intermission. That way we can take a little bit break, get ourselves hyped up again for some more crazy League of Legends action, and we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. gentlemen, welcome back to UCL. Did you miss us after that break? Well, we missed you too, so that's why we made that break extra short, just for the viewers over in Upsurge. My name is Travis C, and I'm joined here by the Banana Man himself, Sam. And we had a very fun Game 1 here.
Indeed. We saw some pretty nasty Zed play coming out from Doxa, as well as Silas doing a lot better than we expected. And I could really see him drawing bans here, or being maybe a contested pick. Maybe AR actually AFK saw how that last game went and wants to play him now.
And maybe he just hijacks that champion. We do have a missing ban there. I'm not entirely sure of what happened from Zamira there. If they just decided, hey, we don't need this ban to be able to beat you. Never mind. They needed that ban, apparently.
They did.
They needed that ban to go for him, and we're gonna just take a moment to talk about last game. Do you think that somebody from the side of CXC actually hijacked the Silas pick in this game, or are we gonna see them just go ahead and pay respect to it? Or, I mean, I think it's an interesting pick. If you want to play Cyrus, there's other champions that you can play that do the same thing, besides stealing ultis. But what's your thoughts?
I think it's definitely an interesting pick, and it changes a lot of the way the game plays out, because when you see a Silas picked up, it almost limits the champions you want to play so that you don't give him very powerful ults. So if the Silas does become sort of this contested pick, as I kind of think will happen after the way that game played out, and the fact that Team CXC has subbed out their last top laner Nuez and are playing AR actually AFK this time, I think maybe he comes in with the Silas up his sleeve, or maybe Doxa or RE10 want it in the mid lane. But if they pick it up early, then that could completely change the draft phase that the opposite team was going into, or was planning on, because maybe they had, say, a Karthus on their team, or someone with a really powerful ultimate that's just going to be even crazier with Silas's build, and they don't want to give that up, so they instead choose to play Sejuani or Gragas or someone a little more careful.
I like the fact you said the build for Silas. Here's the thing about Silas as a champion. He's still new, so people are still playing around trying to figure out that optimal build, and I feel like he's been a little bit slower at people figuring out. We did just see him play in a much more bruiserous way, where you see him, a lot of people have been playing a much more like AP assassin and whatnot, inside of solo queue and inside of norms as well, if you want to count norms. But most of the time across the board, you see him, Silas's actually go for that much more AP assassin. We saw a much more bruiser-esque version inside that last game, so I have to see if that will be a contested champion this time, or if we will see some of the kings of the top lane come back. Urgot wasn't banned in that last game, went completely untouched, which I'm fine with. I'm happy with that.
I think it was banned.
Let's shotgun knees.
I think it was banned. It was in the second ban phase though, which is which is a surprise among itself, especially with how basic and powerful and really good at neutralizing any lane he gets thrown into. It's like Scion, but a little bit fancier with the ult.
He gets munch you inside of his belly. You know, he just grinds you on up and does his thing. We're getting into champ select, as we are more likely. I'm guessing we're still going to see the Zyra first ban. Oh, actually, we didn't see any of the bans. I'm predicting Zyra first ban right here. If I do this, I'm a psychic. Let's see it.
I believe in you.
Oh yeah, look at that! I am just an intellectual, just mythological being.
2,000 IQ.
Man, my IQ's too big. Go ahead and call me Heimerdinger. But Cassiopeia being banned away. What is gonna be a mythical second ban?
I'm seeing a LeBlanc or a Lissandra somewhere in here. I think.
It was banned last game, right?
Yes, and I think Doxa has proved himself that they're gonna throw. They threw 3 bans into the mid lane last game, and I think that they'll probably still do the same because Doxa absolutely showed that he's worth 3 bans.
I think he is. I think there's a lot of players on this lineup from Just Nation. They're worth 3 bans, but I really like the fact they take the Carcass away from Jim right here because you leave that up, he's first pick then.
And there's the Lissandra ban. That is Doxa. I guarantee that's Doxa making that call to ban Lissandra because he wants to play an assassin. He wants to play the Akali. He wants to play the Zed again. Someone like that just gets bored playing against Lissandra.
Silas gets banned. They value banning Silas over banning Zed.
And
He's going to be first pick. I
Yep.
don't argue this at all. Kingsology had a phenomenal game.
yeah, had a fantastic game.
Did you put Trickster back on an early game cover again, or did you put him on something a little bit more safe?
I don't know, because I wouldn't say that game came through the fault of Trickster. Trickster on the Zinzao had a fantastic early game. He got in, killed off Jim Cantor at, I want to say, level 3. Got a pretty good early lead, but then Jim really came back into the game through Doxa's power in the mid lane and priority. And that's where Trickster fell behind. And that's the Shyvana hover.
Do it. Do it.
Lock it in.
Do it. You won't, Jim. As they had the ultimate flex pick over by the side of CXC. I'm just waiting for him to lock it in. I'm ready for you to pop off.
Yeah!
Give it to me. Tell me about Jim Shyvana right now.
All right. So it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Shyvana, right? So she has her ultimate. She turns into a dragon, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's got
a
a 100% AP scaling on it.
Ooh.
So you dive through the enemy team and deal a nasty amount of damage.
Ooh, how nasty is nasty?
Ooh, like, it'll make you, like, grimace. It'll make your stomach churn. Then you got the Dragon's Breath. Her E also has a ridiculous AP scaling. So you throw that out. You got Runic Echoes. You got a Nashor's Tooth. You got a Rabadon Step Cap. The enemy carries disappear. Literally gone. Off the map.
One shot. Completely gone. I'm loving this pick, man. I'm ready to see it. If I don't see AP Shyvana right now, man, I'm actually going to be upset. I'm going to file a report with Upsurge.
If we come into this game and Jim builds a Bork, I'm going to cry.
Yeah, me too, man. It's like you said, man, we've looked at him. His last 15 games of solo queue. AP Shyvana, Jim, you better not be faking us out right now, man.
What an ultimate bait and switch, though. Get your opponents to scout your OP.GG, see, oh, this guy's been playing a lot of AP Shyvana. They prep for it, you go in, play AD Shyvana, build like Bruiser, Frozen Mallet, Bork, and just run over their carries.
You know what the interesting thing is, actually, too, is the AP Shyvana build is actually something that has grown in infamy over in Korea. I don't know if you knew about this. AP Shyvana started over in Korean high elo solo queue. A lot of Korean players were actually picking that up in high elos over in Korea, and it's kind of just started to spread. People are like, AP Shyvana sounds fun. It sounds like some sort of rando build. It sounds like an ultimate bravery build. And then you go into it and you're just like, holy, where are they? You're actually doing the work of a dragon and killing an entire team with the fire breath.
Yeah, and alongside the AP Shyvana, the most fun comp that we could have gotten was if Team Chosen did not pick up the Alistair last pick phase, they could have gone AP Jarvan support as well, which is also just filthy. Dropping flags on people and dealing half their damage or half their health as a support. It puts Brand's damage to shame.
Wait a second. We got a Yasuo in here as well, though. This is becoming a very interesting... This is not going to happen. There's no way.
Surely not.
He's trolling. Trolling? Go ahead and pick your actual champion.
Ah.
That's right. Be the top laner you want to be, Lasermare.
Get out of here. No one wants to see the meatball. We're tired of him. Just pick a victor and call it a wet noodle fight. Come on. No one wants to see this top lane.
So this does allow us to kind of get an idea of which laners are going well where. I believe you want to put the Aatrox in the lane versus the Yasuo, but the Sion is actually what a lot of people pick into Urgot.
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes an interesting thing. You want the Aatrox to be against the Yasuo, but at the same time, Aatrox has a better matchup versus Sion. How do you feel with all these flex picks coming around?
I do think it is the right thing to put the Urgot into the Yasuo lane. He'll be able to bully her a little bit with the knees, with the corrosive shots, or corrosive charges, whatever Urgot's Q is called. Who needs ability names? But I think that Yasuo will match okay into the Urgot, but Sion neutralizes Aatrox, and he's just gonna be bored up in the top lane playing against the least interactive champion in League of Legends.
It's going to be an interesting game of League of Legends to be able to see. And you were talking about champion abilities, man. I don't know if you remember this, but Urgot used to have one of the most interesting ultimates to say as a caster. You had a spot of just being super excited when you said it, because he had the the Zon Touch Bolt Augmenter, and then he had the
displacement something.
I'm trying to remember,
right?
Hyperkinetic Position Reverser.
That's the one.
Ultimate name. That's an amazing name.
Oh, absolutely.
But you know what else is an amazing name?
What's that?
Community Night here at Upsurge, ladies and gentlemen. We have a very interesting one. Last week we had ARAM. The week before we had Ultimate Bravery. Well, let me tell you about a new exciting game mode that's sweeping the land by storm. And let me tell you, my boy here, Sam, he can give you one line, one quote from one certain champion, and you'll know exactly what this is.
Yes, that was a banana. No one expects the banana.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for some Protect the Queen. It's going to be a 4v4 game mode. How that ends up working is 4 people square off against 4 people. There is a Soraka bot on each team, and the goal is to kill the enemy Soraka X amount of times. Usually that is going to be something like 5, 3. Maybe we'll just throw the script out the window and say 100. If you want to do something, we don't know exactly which mode that it's going to be on, which map it's going to be on SR or Howling Abyss. Personally, I will love it if it's on SR, but you kind of figure out where it's going to go. So maybe Howling Abyss would work a little bit better for that. But ladies and gentlemen, be sure to stop by Community Night Saturday, 8 p.m. EST. That's the same time that Upsurge starts up all of its action. Let the tide go ahead and pull you on in. Well, ladies and gentlemen, while you're clearing your Saturday schedule, that way you can participate and protect the queen, we're going to peel on out of here and wait until the next game. Don't go anywhere. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to UCL. We're ready for the action here. Are you? As we are going to get in between this game 2 between Chosen versus CXC. And my name is Travesty. I'm joined by Sam, and it's that time. Are you ready, my dude?
I am. And
Ooh.
we got a full stack into the bot lane here. This might be some spicy level 1 shenanigans coming out from Team CXC, looking to make up for their lack of an early game last game. They might be looking for a level 1 kill.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
looking
land the
for
root.
As they are going to be in a situation going into this, and not going to be able to land the root. Real quick, I'm going to ask you, what time frame are you at right now, buddy?
I'm at 57.
Yeah, you're behind me. I kind of figured that.
Just a touch. I definitely forgot to unpause when I switched over OPS.
I was about to say, I was kind of thinking about that as a little bit of poke putting down. You want me to pause for you, buddy?
Yeah. What are you at right now?
Catch me when minions spawn, man. We'll go at the minute 30. Well, when minions start to clash.
All right. Minute 30 is in now.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let's make sure we're together. You give me the 3, 2, 1, man.
Okay, I'll pause on minute 30 then.
You just tell me when you're ready. This is some production value.
This
that you get to
is
see behind the
high
scenes.
quality production.
We peeled back the curtains for the viewers here.
I'm at 1:30. Unpause
All right.
in 3, 2, 1.
All right, there we go. Now we're in sync. Ain't no bye here though, as it's going to be a game to see, as CXC is going to be looking to try and make sure that there be a okay Chosen on there. Doesn't care about what kind of fancy moves you got there, Aatrox. He just wants to walk the lane.
Yeah, Aatrox doing some fancy little kick flips. Sion's just gonna walk past him.
Look at this, very interesting strategy. Lucian trying to stop the Gragas from being able to take the red buff. Actually forces Lucian to lose out on any possibility on getting level 2. But I guess you don't really worry about that too much when you're into a Caitlyn Morgana lane.
Yeah, and the Morgana especially is doing pretty good this lane. Landed every binding that we've seen and is already sitting 70 gold ahead. That's what? Yeah, 60 gold on her item. That's a 10th of the way to a Sightstone already.
Yeah, I mean, the math adds up, man. The numbers don't lie. Dota looking to see if he can dash to steal some chickens. That's just one rude dude, man. You were not invited to this all-you-can-eat buffet. And Trickster just wants to stay. Give him his chicken. Come on, man.
Yeah, Trickster counting his eggs before they hatch. Who knows how many he's gonna actually walk away with. But Sion, man, it's just boring.
I'm telling you, man, Dota's just scrambling his plans at this point in time, and just being a rude dude. Chosen finding himself in a bad spot, and this bad spot is going to end with him almost getting solo killed as Aatrox lays out the damage. Jim is here now as he's looking to see if he can lay out the hurt. Now the bot lane rotation coming out here. I am Trickster. Gonna be safe. Great black shield coming out from Mucho.
Yeah. And that's already a turret plate down in the spot lane. This is exactly what Caitlyn wants to do. This is why you pick Caitlyn into the Lucian. You have a lot longer of a range. You can abuse him from far away, shove in those minions, and just... He doesn't get the chance to be aggressive because he's constantly under his tower.
And now we're seeing the devastation that is the combo of Morgana here. Morgana might not be using the bakery skin, but let me tell you, those cupcakes are to die for after those snares.
Yeah, Officer Caitlyn just putting the cow in jail, just locking him up. You know, he's gonna be there for 6 seconds mixed with the snare. It's filthy how long you just can't do anything.
And now Chosen Lazimir looking to try and lay the aggression. He says, it's my turn to solo kill you. He's going to go ahead and push him on back, but going to be able to push back the Aatrox, what lane are you going to be watching inside this matchup now as we're getting into that 5-minute mark and seeing what we're going? I had to say, I think my eyes are still on the gym. Dark Harvest, I believe this is going to be the AP Shyvana.
Agreed, but my eyes are going to be on Jim, but it's also going to still be locked into this bot lane because last game, this bot lane was a huge success for the side of Chosen Esports. Kentology and Turk popped off on the Wife Stealer lane. This time Turk doesn't get the Thresh, gets the Alistar instead, and right now they're getting bullied. So maybe Justify and Mucho Gosu can pull something out for this bot lane in game 2.
Now, you noticing that Shyvana's had to help out 2 of their lanes so far and is still able to help out and have jungle camps that have already been cleared. Shows the power of the Shyvana, and there's a cupcake. That's a lot of damage. That forces out the heal right there from Kentology, and this is a yikers lane to be in. You were talking about having your eyes on them. I think we do have to keep our eyes on them because Justify and Mucho are here to take some names.
Yeah, and every time Directed Camera just pulls this off to this top lane, it's going to be the same exact thing every time. Aatrox dumping 3 Qs on a Scion popping a shield and walking away with maybe 10% less of his health.
It's a fun matchup, right? It's always great to go back and play. Ooh, they catch out Jim here.
That's dead.
Ignite gonna be popped. That's first blood going over as CXC is gonna be able to pick up a crucial
Doxa, though.
first blood. Now the last breath is gonna be coming out. Doxa is gonna be laying the hurt onto RE10, trying to force him on back as CXC's trying to take away this early dragon. They do not want this to go over to the Shyvana. Is it worth dying for, though? Trister's going to find himself drop down very low. That Ignite is going to be coming out. The damage is there. The cupcakes are there to keep them trapped, and they're going to be A-OK. CXC, they get out of a tricky situation by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, a bit of a scuffed initiation there from Turk. Flashing in, headbutting the dragon, and not really getting anyone up in the air with the Pulverize. Not locking anyone down long enough for Doxa to come into the fight, and that means that Hi, I'm Trickster and Justify and Mucho Gosu all just get a walkout with the free dragon.
Very, not something that you want when you have Shyvana on your team. Loves to get those dragons. Works really well with the passive and is really effective at being able to take those out super early on. Going into the 8-minute mark, dragon has been taken. Rift Herald will be spawning here very shortly, and I gotta say, I kind of like the playstyle that Trister. I like the way Trister has adapted inside of this game. I think he's done a pretty good job for himself.
Yeah, switching into the vertical jungling and then spending a lot of his time in the bot lane so that he can hold down Kentology and Turk, who was a big avenue of playmaking for Team Chosen in the last game. Especially in the early game of last game. Now they're stuck under tower, have lost 2 turret platings, and they can't really do much. So suddenly it's up to Doxa.
Oh, look at this! That is a Hex Tech Flash Last Breath coming out. That's going to be the death of RE10. As now the Shyvana is coming to join the fray. Trickster, they have been tracking you. They know where you are. They know what your favorite kind of cereal to eat is. And that's going to be the dragon form that's going to be coming out. That's a Push Roda that's going to be heard in Trister's ears, but that's not enough damage onto Jim. He doesn't have it just yet. The World Ender coming out. And Chosen, you're going to pay with your life. And now Trister's stuck in between, well, I would say a rock and a hard place, but he's stuck beside a giant of the man and a dragon. Looking to see if he can get up out of there.
Yeah, and this is the one downside to the AP Shyvana. A lot of your damage is in your R and in your E. There's not a lot of sustained damage. It's all burst. So Jim ults in, doesn't land the ult onto Hi, I'm Trickster, gets no damage there.
Oh, that's the Soul Shackles, the lockdown, and that's going to be a death there. Black Shield was on Justify, so Turk couldn't keep him peeled off at all. And CXC, they've got a game plan for success, it seems.
Yeah, and that's going to be another turret plating falling, too. This Caitlyn is sitting 1,700 gold ahead of Kentology. Already, that's disgusting.
Woo-hoo-hoo. That is insane. And look at that, another binding. Mucho Why unpinch to Kench when you got a Morgana that's ready to bind and dine? Has been doing a fantastic job on that. Alright, E10 himself in a bit of a pickle against his Yasuo. Does have Ignite and Exhaust, so be a tricky situation for this Yasuo if he's not careful. Dragon Form is going to be popped out by Jim. That's going to be the Dragon Breath that's going to be coming out. The Exhaust is there, but it doesn't matter. The burst is going to be enough to slay him as Jim going to be able to pick up that kill.
Yeah, and that was more of a better showing of what the AP Shyvana can do, just really jump in, insta-kill someone, but it is still going to be interesting seeing if Jim can keep up his farm. Right now he's got a 20 CS lead over this Graves. Get the gold for those items. He's already cashed in on his Runic Echoes. That's a good start.
It definitely goes to the point of the pathing that they've chosen. They've done an excellent job of keeping an eye on where Higham Trickster is going to be at. If you notice in that last fight where we saw them fighting under the turret in the try, we saw the Shyvana. Jim was coming from Graves' red buff, went for the invade while Graves was taking the detour to try and clear some vision to set up for a possible turret dive. So, been seeing some excellent pathing here, but Higham Trickster having some impact, but here comes the unstoppable force. His Scion's going to be coming in. Choo-choo! He's here! Higham Trickster's going to find himself the target as he's going to find himself beaten by the Unchained. Aatrox is here. AR actually AFK, seeing if he'll be able to lock the damage down onto anybody. The unstoppable is going to be taken down. Turk going to find himself victim as the Nitz Dragon is going to be spawning here in another 15 seconds. You got to think. Really want to get something going for this.
Yeah, and look at this. Doxa going 1v2 in this.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care. The World Ender is popped, but Doxa is in a bad situation. The burst is coming out. World Ender is going to be there. Doxa is still alive as AR actually AFK. Seeing what he'll be able to do. The damage is going to be looking to turn back onto the Shyvana, and he's going to find himself absolutely demolished as Doxa is down low. The dragon spawns, but Shyvana is dead yet again. Here comes a fear beyond death. Get in my belly, says RE10. He's going to go ahead and slay Doxa. Chosen's going to find himself going down as Justify's going to be able to pick up that kill. The shutdown going over as the flash is blown by Kentology. And
yeah, I don't...
This is a bloody match here. A lot of crazy stuff happening all over.
Yeah, it sure is, and look out, there's going to be another fight.
Yeah, there's the binding. That's a shotgun blast that will knock you back, and that is going to be the cow. Beef is on the dinner plate tonight for Higham Trickster. He's looking for another one as he's going to go ahead and Mucho going to take that with the dart binding, which does a heaping amount of damage all of its own. And I gotta say, I guess CXC actually comes out on top here. Shyvana has to run all the way over to this dragon pit because they're going to try and take another dragon away from the Shyvana.
Yeah, and the ult is not charged up. Shyvana's not going to have a way over the wall without the blast cone there. This dragon is practically Graves unless Jim's just walking into that fight.
Look how quickly she charges it up, though. She making it very close. Not going to be close enough, though. That's going to be the second dragon. That's a mountain, I believe, that's going to be coming over.
Yep.
And that's going to be great for this team composition that we're seeing where they want to do nothing but siege, siege, siege.
Yeah, and Chosen Esports almost looking a little cocky in their draft this game. They chose the Shyvana, they chose the Yasuo, and they chose to go with the bot lane from last game, and it's not working out as well.
Oh, here we go. We got a turret dive that's coming out. CC train is coming through. Woo woo! As that is going to be the kill going over to Jim over in the top side off of this dive. Still gets first brick going to the bottom side, going over to Justify, but they are going to look to equalize that and get this turret. Turret fleet is about to drop off. Alright, Trickster is here in the area, has the black shield. That's a lot of damage as the collateral damage is going to come out. That is a stopwatch that's going to be used. Fear Beyond Death, it's going to go a little bit wide, but here comes the chase. RE10 looking to see what he'll be able to do. That's the Dragon Breath that's going to be coming out as RE10 is going to be able to go into the Scion. Turk's going to be looking to see if he can knock some people up, but as a sacrificial lamb in this case, or a sacrificial cow, Higham Trickster are going to go ahead and pop him and take him on out. At CXC, they save the tower and they take some lives.
What a hero play from Turk there, knocking out Mucho Ghost as soon as he pops the soul shackles, saving Jim's life. sacrificing his own. A true support right there.
Truly poetic at that point in time, I guess, is the way we can look at that as support, looking to just keep Jim alive as he's a focal point. We hyped up the AP Shyvana. He's got big names to live up to now with all the hype that's been driven up behind him right now. CXC looks like they're in the driver's position. What do they need to do right now with this lead they've been able to accumulate so far?
So right now they gotta just keep holding on to the map right now. They've got Urgot, they've got Aatrox. Those are fantastic scaling champions into the late game, as is Caitlyn. But they've also got this Graves who wants to do things early. So they have to kind of play this smart balance where they're playing around the Graves but not committing too hard. Because I still think with the Yasuo, with the Lucian, with these early aggressive champions, I'm not sure if they win a full-blown early on team fight.
A little bit of damage coming in here. It's just taking a heaping amount of damage here. This has been just an insane bit of play coming out here from actually AFK. He's been playing this Aatrox, slamming down the sword, and has such a huge lead. 3-1-0, and honestly, I don't think there's anybody that can deal with the Aatrox now.
Yeah, he's going to be pretty tough to stick off in a lane alone. Dox is going to be in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, he's going to go for the last breath. That's the Ignite that's coming out, but he's got his own World Ender coming out. That's the Tornado coming out here. Maybe we spoke too soon. The 1v1 could possibly still go the way it does. Of course, it's the Flash. Sion is in the vicinity. And that is the Tornado. Unstoppable Force is coming out. He's going to dodge on around. Dancing shoes are on, and Sully's going to be the prize. It's going to be looked to claim that so many resources were used to try and slay. What a dart binding here.
That's
Soul Shackle coming out,
bad.
and that Mucho is having the game of his life, man.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody can contest that.
He went back and bought Azonia's first item. He's having fun playing League of Legends right now.
You know who's not having fun? Justify, who's finding himself in a position to get dove. He's trying to lay out the cupcake, see if he can kite on bat, but it's not enough as he's going to find himself pierced. Mucho is going to be able to catch the binding onto the Alistair. Headbutt's going to be able to come out, but he's going to have to walk around that shotgun line. Now, Kentology is going to be the target that's left alone with Hi, I'm Trickster. That's going to be the shotgun. What is going to be more powerful, the shotgun or the dual pistols? It's a shotgun. Of course, it's Turk. Not going to be the sacrificial lamb this time. He's going to be the one to get away.
I like that play, though, from Kentology. He knew that either him or Turk was going to die, so he takes attention off from Turk, splits away, so he forces Gosu and Trickster to split up. And then Kentology, instead, he knows he's not going to win that one-on-one with Trickster. Instead, he just proxies that wave, and the minions crash into the tower and take the tower out from underneath.
Last breath coming out. That's going to be actually AFK just running away, trying to escape. He doesn't want anything to do with this Yasuo. That spell shield won't help you from all that AD that's going to be crashing down on you. But Joe Guso going to be looking to try a retreat, reconcile with RE10. And they're going to be able to group back together, but they got to watch out. It feels like the side of Chosen, they are still clawing their ways in whichever way they can find.
Yeah, the gold lead has shrunk from 6,000 earlier down to 4,000 now. The more times actually AFK goes into this 1v1 against Doxa and loses, the closer Doxa gets back into this game. He's now 2-1-1. He's about to have Asterix, it looks like, probably.
Looks like it. Could be the possibility to come out here. As that is going to be the Dragon Form coming out. Spell Shield's going to be there to stop the knockup. As Mucho Guso, that's enough to break the Spell Shield, gets the Pulverize, but I don't know if that's the damage you wanted. Dragon's Breath going to be able to lay a little bit of a hurt back onto the back side, but not being able to hit the vital target you would want to hit there. Now the Siege is coming out. This is where it gets dangerous. Look at how much it hurts. The last breath that shows no mercy. Graves is over here on the side trying to see if he can pop some people off on it. That's the wind wall to keep Hi, I'm Trickster from being able to do too much damage, but that's going to be the collateral damage that's going to be able to go on a rampage. Mucho Guzo looking to look and see if he can catch out Chosen. He's low on mana, but that's going to be the death that's going to be coming out. Mucho Guzo going to be able to take out Chosen Lamar, and that's going to be able to force him off. A tower coming out for the side of Chosen. They're able to get a kill. but they do lose two members in response.
Yeah, the most important thing to do with that fight was... I'm falling asleep at the keyboard here. The most important thing to do with that fight was that Justify managed to make it out of that fight alive. Did get the peel he needed from actually AFK, from Mucho Gosu, to get out, stay alive. He's 3-2-2. He doesn't have a bounty, so it's not that big of a deal if he would have died. But
in a weird spot here. He's just gonna find himself getting autoed down. You didn't want to do that. That was a mistake. You just led yourself to slaughter, but now Jim is over here on the side looking to lay to hurt him down. Another charge comes out from Shelly, laying the hurt onto that tower, and CXC in a position, still trying to siege, but they're definitely playing very safe around Jim when he's in this form.
Yeah, and this is one of the pitfalls of the AP Shyvana. I know we really hyped it up in the champion select phase, but if you do fall behind, if you don't get those important items, then you just don't deal a whole lot of damage. And especially since you are down to the burst of using one, maybe two of your abilities if you're close enough range to dragon form yourself into a fight, then you don't deal that much damage. You've got, I think, a 9-second cooldown. Let me check just to be sure. 7.2 second cooldown. You're not gonna be... Your damage doesn't have very much uptime. So you're just gonna be standing around a lot, which you pose threat because, you know, your cooldown's gonna be up reasonably soon, but it's not soon enough to keep enemies back.
And this actually draws attention to why people end up going Nashor's Tooth. It gives you that cooldown reduction that's just so important to make sure you'll be able to use that ability more inside these team fights. Now we are seeing the teams kind of rotate around, and CXC still taking control over the map here, it seems. And I gotta say, CXC is getting a lovely line of vision. I love the vision wards. Look at the inventory. So beautiful to see that many control wards.
Yeah, and this is what we saw Chosen Esports not doing when they had the lead last game.
Oh, unstoppable onslaught. Going the opposite direction, trying to see if he can grab and engage as the flank was coming out from CXC as a huge ultimate that is going to be down at this point. Jim does have the dragon form available to him. Going to be able to just back up from that very tricky situation that could have came from that.
Yeah, and Jim focuses mainly on using his long-ranged E, but you know who's got a way longer range? A Caitlyn with a Storm Razor and a rapid-fire cannon. She's going to be hitting you from a screen and a half away, and one auto attack, I believe it was a headshot, but still, one headshot knocks Jim down to half health, and he's got a recall.
Look at this, though. The Baron is being started here. Ooh, the Biden almost actually hitting Dota as he's
It's gone. They don't know. It's blind.
This is gone. Yeah, this is so well done, actually. CXC playing a completely different game in this, and absolutely phenomenal. I gotta say, CXC made the adaptations in this that really mattered. Now, there is going to be a dragon coming up. Can this be the first dragon that Shyvana gets?
I believe this one's Infernal. Nope, it's Mountain. But
they want a dragon for Shyvana, right? Like, they want this for her.
Yeah, they want that dragon. And this is the kind of lead that we saw Chosen Esport having last game, but they didn't get this vision down. They didn't suffocate out the map.
Oh, goodbye, Mucho. Wait, the headbutt. It works out in their favor. Looking to see what they'll be able to do. That's the soul shackles that are going to be coming out. That's the shutdown that's going to be coming out, but that's a huge bit. That's actually AFK is going to be on the bat side, but so is the Scion. Looking to see what they'll be able to do. Jim Contour is going to be able to get the kill onto the Caitlyn. That is going to be the damage putting on the RE10. The shield pops and is able to pop him, but Aatrox is laying waste to the backside of that team fight as well. Ion Trickster is over here on the side. They do see it's the dragon form about to expire, trying to lay out the damage. That is going to be Dutsa going to find himself in a bad spot. He's got the tornado that's going to be able to get the knockup. Ion Trickster dropping down so low, and so is actually AFK, but he's going to be able to pick up a kill no matter what. He's on a killing spree. He's going to dash on through. He's going to be able to get that sword slam that's going to be coming up, as that is going to be a shotgun blast. It's going to be able to take out Chosen Lazimir, as that is going to be him taken out, and Yasuo just left to his own devices in the mid lane.
Actually, AFK played that last half of that fight so beautifully,
Oh
dancing
my God.
in and out of damage with no health, and still somehow managing to land those sweet spots when he needed to, keeping himself alive as Jim tried to get onto him.
The beginning of that fight was beautiful by him too. Did you see the knockup that he got onto the backside, to the back line that came out there? He is playing this champion phenomenally, and this is the big things. This is what separates the good Aatroxes from the bad ones. Any Aatrox player can win lane, but a good one can translate those to win the game, and you're seeing that with these huge 3-man, 2-man, 4-man knockups that we're constantly seeing from actually AFK.
Yeah, and I feel like that really calls out the differences in why they traded out from game 1 top laner to actually AFK. He seems to fit this Aatrox a little bit better. Nothing against Newitz, who was playing in game 1. Not everyone's an Aatrox player, and that's an okay thing.
I definitely know I'm not, but you know what? We are going to see this Scion get right up in his belly. That's a huge fear that's going to be coming out. He's still going to regret his decision, so as the damage is going to be coming out. Shyvana's on the bat side here, looking to see if he'll be able to get the Dragon's Breath coming out, looking to see if he can just keep poking in the same spot. Going to fire from there twice. Jim is in a tricky spot, about to lose that Dragon form. Baron buff going to be looking to pile this on in, but the Dragon form not going to be able to take out any of the minions. Actually, AFK is looking to see. He's charged up those sword slams to knock some people up. Dota in a bad spot. He's got to watch out. As the World Ender is going to be popped. They're going to see what they can do as these tornadoes just aren't hitting the mark. Actually, AFK, he's going to find himself popped. That is the World Ender, but that's going to be A-OK. That's going to give him a bunch of HP right back. And Mucho, they're just going to go ahead and disengage from this. They get the inhib. Dota looking to see if he can catch anything else. The unstoppable onslaught that's going to be coming out. He's not going to be able to get any of the priority targets now, but RE10 is going to be here. They're going to be looking to try and change this advantage, change the tempo back over to them. That's a 2-man knockout that's going to be there, but the Alistar's going to be able to get AFK all the same.
Dragon form.
Not available for them. Jim is going to be looking to go into Dragon form here very shortly. He's building up that Fury, seeing what he'll be able to do, but that's going to be the retreat that's going to be called from CXC, and that is going to be humongous coming out from Chosen. What do they do here?
So they gotta take turrets, pick up as much of this standing gold onto the map as you can right now, and Jim really needs to start looking to hold on to his Dragon form until fights really break out.
Oh man, let's talk about something to hold on. Let's hold this in his belly. He's going to be able to chug on that Scion yet again, but that's going to be the last breath. Dota's looking to pop off on the backside. He's getting this huge damage. That's a double kill that's coming out. The triple kill. He's got a quadra kill, and he is going to pop off, and that could possibly be the game right there. These are huge death timers.
That was nuts, Doxa.
Doxa is a madman. He is the playmaker for this team. He is the carry, and he is showing that here today inside this series.
Actually, AFK definitely can pull this out. We've seen this player do plenty of good
the World
things.
Ender's not
but
up
it's
yet.
not gonna
No,
be it.
he's taken out. We got 10 seconds on the Caitlyn. We got 3 onto the Morgana.
They got a minion wave. I don't see it.
This is Lucian. They are able to land the Dart Binding. Mucho Grasso looking to see if he can hit the Soul Shackle.
Oh!
That's the tornado coming out. That's going to be justified being able to pick up Kintology. Jotza is going to look to see if he has his fancy footwood. That's going to be the Righteous Glory coming out. You're not going to be able to escape from him. Dota's going to go for the last breath all the same. See if he can take somebody with him. But Justify is going to get the shutdown.
Oh, that Ignite and the red buff burn was so close to being enough to take out Justify, even after Doxa dropped. I really thought they had that.
They have to watch out here. Look at the Nexus HP, though. Nexus is under half HP. You gotta think, what takes this for Sayano to just say, I'm unstoppable, choo-choo, I'm ending the game, and it could be a very bad spot. They know they're on Baron. Look at Sion. Look at how he's positioning.
There's the call of the pain train.
Wait,
I think he ran into the turret.
He hit the turret! He hit the turret!
What a
turret rumble!
what an unfortunate situation there for Chosen Lasmir.
Oh no!
That's gonna be another.
That was his moment.
That's gonna be another Mountain Drake spawning up.
There's another Drake to spawn here still. And that was such a back and forth coming out from CXC and Chosen. And these teams are throwing everything at one another. They are relentless. Unrelenting about getting this W here. And you got to think, if you're CXC, you're getting a little desperate. You're wondering, how do we put away Chosen?
Yeah.
How do they put him away?
If you're CXC, you were feeling really good about this game, and then Doxa got a quadra kill.
Shyvana's looking at the back door. Look at it. Shyvana is looking for something.
Mucho Gosu has found it out.
Mucho Gusto is going to be able to get into it. That's the Dragon Form that's going to be popped. It looks like the damage is coming out. Aatrox did recall, so they're going to be able to disengage that, and they do pick up a kill on the backside of this. Now the Yasuo Illusion are looking to try and disengage this. That's going to be...
I don't think this is the right call.
Going to be looking to see what he'll be able to do. If this fails, they are locked up. Josen is not going to be able to get onto the Nexus at all. They are able to lock him up, throw away the key, and that is going to be just 2 members from the side of Chosen left up. This could be huge.
Yeah, that was not the right call at all in my eyes. You know the enemy team still has this Baron buff. They have the empowered recalls, and you don't have vision on them other than Hi, I'm Trickster and actually AFK over there doing the 3rd Mountain Drake. You didn't have enough information to make that backdoor play, and it worked out about as well as you could have expected it to.
All right, there's 3 men up. Shyvana is going to be up. Will not have the Fury to make anything happen. They're going to have to get this inhibitor before they lay a siege of their own inside of this game. They're going to have to look to pop that. As the game continues, they just get the inhibitor and back off. Definitely a very respectable decision. Wait, Doxa is still looking for something.
To make something.
Looking to see what he'll be able to do. We talked about it just a moment ago. He's the playmaker, the game changer, and looks like he's just going to have to back on away from that little bit of a death rush, but looks like the call is going to be, let's recall, let's play it safe.
Yeah, and in the background, Jim has been picking up plenty of items. He's got the Runic Echoes, the Gnasher Tooth, and the Morellonomicon. He's got half of his Rabadon's Death Cap. He is getting to the point where it's very dangerous for him to be around these carries like Justify, who could just get absolutely popped by the right E.
All right, E, the right time. Looking at everything lineup wise, look at the item builds that we are seeing coming throughout this and the vision that is coming into play. I want to go ahead and draw attention. We've been watching Jim inside this game. It feels like he hasn't been able to have a huge impact on this AP Shyvana inside this game, and we gotta wait. See, can he have the impact to be able to get this going their way?
Yeah, and the game kind of slows to a crawl as there's no dragon up on the map. Baron's not up for any minutes. And
there's towers.
There is some outer towers still that CXC honestly probably should be looking to get. Their side lane focus hasn't been that great this game. But then again, same for Chosen Esports. The same outer towers are still sitting on all sides of the map.
Oh, Binding is going to connect. Only hits the Alice. They're not going to be able to capitalize anything on that one. Looks like Chosen are looking to run it down mid a bit here, as that is a tower that goes down in the top side. Recalls are being called out by CXC here. Even though they had the Baron buff, they really didn't get too terribly much out of it. Jim is over here looking to see if he can catch anything. That is the Dragon Form still available. It's going to have to use it to disengage. Last Breath is used. Righteous Glory as well.
That's not what you want from the side of Chosen Esports. Now Jim has a timer on how long he can actually deal decent amounts of damage. And once that's up, he's going to have to go back, power farm, pull that Fury back up to where he can go back into Dragon Form. But he's going to be out of the clock for about 30-40 seconds.
As tactical Dragon's Breath is what we'll be seeing, if it'll be able to come out. This game could go either way. This goal lead is negligible when the base is so open. CXC Chosen, they can't afford to take one bad fight here. As Baron turn is going to be spawning up here in the next 25 seconds. And could be a crucial moment inside of this game.
I just want to take a step back and look at the gold numbers here. Doxa is 5,000 gold ahead of RE10.
Oh,
But
wait,
Justify.
the World Ender coming out. Actually, AFK looking to see if he can catch out Turk. Damage is coming out. That's going to be the Shackle. That's going to be coming out. Only going to be able to hit one. The unstoppable onslaught's going to be there. That's going to be the Resurrect. That's going to be popped onto the Caitlyn. Redemption's going to be on the backside of this, trying to get the heal up. But that's going to be a huge ultimate. That's going to be coming out. That's a double kill. That's coming out for Jim.
That's going to be the game.
It's going to be able to pick up one. Lucian's going to be able to pick out another. And Chosen, they grit their teeth. They bleed it through. And they're going to be able to pick up the 2-0 over CXC.
Doxa coming through, and another beautiful last breath, landing on actually AFK and Justify. Oh, absolutely coming through and saving this game for Chosen Esports.
All I got to say is this was a phenomenal game too here, and even though this is a 2-0, we cannot go into the next week sleeping on CXC because they showed they're ready to fight. Whew. That was insane. There's so much that went on inside this game. First and foremost, let's talk about everything that went wrong. Chosen was behind for almost the entirety of that game there, and I know we watched Jim. I know Chosen had a pretty good impact on the Silas last game. Kentology had a great game last game. I gotta say, we gotta look at Doxa. Doxa, yet again, lands the tornadoes, created his own knockups when Turk was dead, and made plays off of it. This guy had the game, had a series of its life, man. He was playing out of his mind.
Yeah, Doxa absolutely coming through for his team there, and just a cheeky little look at the damage graph. Jim still dealing the most damage in the game by a good 7,000.
AP Shyvana, boys. And solo queue, it's actually just it's phenomenal. You got to see it in that last team fight, right? Shyvana nuked Caitlyn in that last fight. It was disgusting, the amount of damage with Dark Harvest. Woo! Makes you shake a little bit. I gotta ask you right now, Sam. Before we get into this one thing, I have to say with CXC, I gotta say, inside that last game, I want to give an honorary MVP. We don't normally do this, but CXC, I think, played out of their mind in that last game. And I want to talk about Mucho Gosu. This guy was phenomenal inside this last one.
Oh, yeah.
He's not technically an MVP. This guy was honestly just landing bindings left and right. And if he won this game, I honestly was sitting there thinking in the back of my head, I was like, this guy's the MVP of this game because every single play, every single binding was because of Mucho. Phenomenal play from him.
Yeah, beautiful play on the Morgana. 2-3-20 on the scoreline. Only really died in those few crazy late game team fights. And a little side note that I just showed to the viewers, but he had 86 vision score, more than anyone else in the game. The closest was Turk at 68, and Mucho Gosu was really the brain, I feel, behind that suffocating vision that CXC really utilized in the mid 20 to 25 minute phase of that game, where they were really, really dominant. And then it kind of fell off a little bit as people hit 6 items and didn't have room for control wards. But if they would have been able to upkeep that suffocation of vision, I think that this game could have gone over to CXC.
But it didn't. It went over to Chosen, who are going to bring their record up to 2-1, which has got to feel good when you're going into this second rotation of teams. Now, with this series, I want to ask you real quick, give me an MVP here. I think I have an idea of who you're going to choose, because he's probably my MVP as well.
It feels obvious, but I gotta go with Doxa. Man, he popped off in the first game. I think he ended with 12 kills on the Zed, and then in this second game, being behind for so long, I want to go back. Actually, I probably can't find this one because it won't be in match history. Sad day, but if you look at the gold graph that game, Team I just forgot their name. Chosen Esports was behind for so long, and I feel like the gold really only evened up after that first huge team fight from Doxa, where he went in practically by himself with only his own knockups, got a quadra kill, and then after it was even, he pulled off an insane team fight again at the very end of the game, catching out the Aatrox, the Caitlyn, and the Morgana all in one, getting a beautiful ultimate, and honestly ending that game in favor of Chosen Esports.
Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is where we have to say goodbye. I know, save your tears, get them fully stacked, because tomorrow you got more action coming your way. Upsurge, 8 p.m. EST. If you're new here, hit that follow button. If you love the action, go ahead and subscribe and support this channel, because you get to see all of our beautiful, well, you don't get to see our beautiful faces, but you get to hear our beautiful voices and imagine what our beautiful faces look like. Actually, you can see Sam's beautiful face on the screen. He has,
You can see your beautiful little drawn face.
oof. It's just, it's just too much. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, 8 p.m. tomorrow, more Upsurge action. Be there, and we will see you guys sometime next week. Well, for me at least. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night.